Warm welcome to all my students. Today I will be teaching you about development. In this chapter, you will learn about nature and the meaning of development, nature and the meaning of underdevelopment, indicators of human development, gender-related development. Already we have learned in the previous session three topics: the nature and the meaning of development, the nature and meaning of underdevelopment, indicator of human development. These three topics were taken in the previous session. Now we will start with gender-related development. Before I start teaching you about the gender-related development, let us try to recollect what we have learned in the previous session. In the previous session, we have learned about the nature and the meaning of development. In the nature and the meaning of development, we had learned the definition given by Baldwin. Economic development is a process whereby an economy's real national income increase over a long period of time. The definition highlights three elements of economic development: process, and an increase in real national income, and over a long period of time. In the three element, first element we learned about the process. In the process we learned two things. One, change in factor of supply of production. Next one is change in the structure of demand. These are the two topics we have learned in the process. Real national income, where we spoke about the purchasing power. Long period, in that we learned that national income should increase for a long period of time, 10 or more years. After that, we learned about a definition given by Professor Collin. He defined economic development as an improvement in economic welfare. Economic welfare in turn is availability of all those goods and services which are used by an individual. Over the period of time, the objective of economic development have been broadened. Now we hear about inclusive and sustainable development. Inclusive means ensuring that every person is benefited by the process of development. It's called inclusive development. Preserving natural resources and the environment for the benefit of future generation is called exclusive development. So this is what we learned in nature and the meaning of development. The next we learned about the nature and the meaning of underdevelopment. The word underdevelopment denotes a backward, stagnant situation where the level of living of a people are low. Per capita income and lower productivity level apart from high population growth. The developed nations are capable of developing, are making serious efforts to overcome their problems of low income and poverty. They are now called as developing countries. Next, we learnt about indicators of human development. First, in the indicator, we learned income indicator. Per capita income is being used as a income indicator of development instead of national income. Next, we learnt about human development indicator. The United Nations Development Program had used these ideas to construct an index known as Human Development Index. they have measured in terms of life expectancy. Education is measured in terms of literacy, attainment, purchasing power through per capita income. These are the three things considered in the Human Development Index. First one, life expectancy. Second one, education achievement. Third one, per capita income. These were considered and they had taken into consideration. The United Nations Development Programme classifies the country into three categories based on Human Development Index as high, medium and low. India is in middle group of human development. Between 1980 and 2012, the components have improved, resulting in improvement of India's Human Development Index from 0.344 to 0.544. So these are the topic which we have completed in the previous session. Now we will learn about gender related development. So next topic we are going to learn about the gender related development, where we are trying to get equality between the men and the women. The role of women in development process is very significant. Women who form half of the population have capability to work in all the fields of the economic system. It is the duty of civilized society to provide social, economic, educational and political equality to women. After independence, our constitution has assured equality of freedom and opportunities to both men and women. So as you know that women play a very important role in economic development of our country, and half of the population is of women. So women play a very important role in economic development as they work in almost all the fields. It is a duty of a civilized society to provide social, economic, educational, political equality to women. So after independence, the government has assured in our constitution itself to give equal freedom and opportunity to men and women. The sex ratio, the number of female for every 1000 male, is a most important indicator which reveals the treatment met out to women in a society. In India, because of all-round discrimination against females and preference for male child, the sex ratio barely 9:43 in 2011. What is worst is, still it is very low in child 0 to 6 years. First we will learn what is sex ratio. A number of female for every 1000 male is called sex ratio. In 2011, when they took the census, they found that the female are only 943, and the reason for this is, in the family itself they give importance to male child or preference for male child. So that is a main reason where we find a gender inequality in sex ratio, and mainly we find more in the age group of 0 to 6 years. Next we will learn about literacy rate. the literacy rate among women was 65.46% in 2011 compared to 8.2.14% among men. This is so because even today some people think women do not need education, and in some places adequate school facility may not be available. If you look at the workplace, women mainly worked in unorganized activities like agriculture, construction, small scale industry at a lower wage than women. First, I taught you about the sex ratio. Next one is literacy rate. In literacy rate also we find gender inequality. Women's, if you see the percentages, 65.46% in 2011 and the men are 82.14%. So this itself shows how much difference between the men and women in the field of literacy. And the reason for this is why there is so much difference between the men and the women in the field of education. Some people think women do not need education. At the same time, some places we don't have schooling facilities. So due to that, women are not sent to school. The next one is we will talk about the workplace. The women mainly are found in unorganized activities. More than organized activities, we see more women are working in unorganized activities. And the example for unorganized activities are agriculture, construction, small scale industry. A same work is done by men and the women. But you will see that the women are paid less compared to men. India has very high rate of maternal, infant and child death rates. That is, high rate of maternal, mother dying during and after child delivery, that is during pregnancy and after the child delivery. Infant means the children dying below the age of 1 year. Child death rate is also high. The children are below the age of 5 years. So these are the problem what you find in the society. An evil practice detected in the gender of fetus, destroying it if found to be a female one, is growing. This is one of the major reasons for lower and declining sex ratio in the country. So next we will discuss what is the reason for declining the sex ratio in a country is fetus. The main reason is fetus, that is killing of fetus. When they find that the fetus is a female one, they kill the fetus in the mother womb. That is a baby. When it is in the mother womb, we call it as fetus. So when they find that fetus is a female, they kill the child in the mother womb. And this is the main reason for declining in sex ratio. So it is destroying the fetus. So remember children, destroying the fetus in the mother womb when they find that the fetus is a female. So this is the reason for the decline of sex ratio in the country. Female feticide is the main reason for the decline of sex ratio in the country. Female feticide means feticide is destroyed in the mother womb when they found that the fetus is a female one. Is that clear children? Female feticide means destroying the fetus in the mother womb. That is, they found that the fetus is a female one, they destroy it. So this is called female feticide, and that is one reason for the decline of sex ratio in the country. Representation of women in political body is limited to reserved strength. Not to a greater extent, we see women playing a very important role in political. We see only in few places the women play a very important role in the political. Even in the session and meeting, their presence is not felt. Hence, discrimination is observed in all the fields. So even in the political session, if you see, we see the women presence is not felt, or very less women are present in the meeting. So here we can see the discrimination is existing in the session. In order to promote participation of women in economic activities, thereby achieve economic empowerment, self-help group are being formed in all the villages and cities. Now I will explain about self-help group. SHG means self-help group. Self-help group is mainly found in the rural area. Self-help group is a group of women, and the group is totally 20 women will be present in the group, who come together to share their resource and obtain external support, undertake business jointly and earn income. So here in one group 20 women will be present. They will share their resource, they will support each other, and they will do their business together and try to earn more income. Or the self-help group was mainly established to improve the economic condition of the women. And these women are trained in managing accounts, handling bank transaction, skills to take up remunerative income generating activities. Self-help group have been instrumental in helping women to earn, save and spend. Their willingness, their dignity and autonomy has increased. Self-help group has given training for the women and also helped them in earning, saving their money and spending at their willingness. The self-help group was already discussed in the rural development detail journal. In the recent year, many steps are initiated for empowerment of women. First, we will learn what is empowerment. Empowerment may be described as the expansion in people's ability to make strategic life choice in context where this ability was previously denied to them. Empowerment is a process that infuses people with power, access to resource, expand individual capacity, power of decision making. So these are the things which are considered in empowerment. If you see in empowerment, where we are giving all the power to the women and trying to improve their condition and seeing that the women act a very important role in social, economic, political fields. Many laws have been enacted to curb violence against women at home as well as at the workplace, to guarantee equal wages, providing reservation of seats in elected bodies. All these measures were certainly helping in bringing women to the mainstream of development. So government has taken many measures to improve the condition of women. First thing is implementing empowerment and seeing that the women play a very important role in economic development. So government also tried its best implementing many laws, mainly to curb violence against women at home as well as at the workplace. And they also have guaranteed the women are given equal wages, and they have provided a reservation in the seats in elected bodies, where we are trying to end gender inequality and give importance to women, and women also plays a very important role in economic development. Now we will start with the assignment. The first question is, write a note on the position of women in India today. Though women constitute half of the population of India, they are not being given equality in all the spheres, making them secondary partners in economic growth. Gender discrimination can be seen in various dimensions in Indian society, economy and politically. Violence against women is frequently reported because of discrimination and preference for male child. The sex ratio is very low. The female literacy rate is also very low compared to that of men. Because even today, some people think that women do not need education. Women mostly work in the unorganized sectors like agriculture, construction, small scale industry, etc. and at lower wage. With a low education, not many women can be seen in a better and highly paid position. Despite low nutrition, she is compelled to do heavy work. Representation and participation of women in political body is also inadequate. So these are the points what you have to list it out in the first question regarding the position of women in India today. The second question, what are the steps taken to improve the status of women in India? In order to promote the participation of women in economic activities and thereby achieving economic empowerment, self-help groups have been formed in all the villages and cities. These groups have been instrumental in helping women to earn and save and spend their money at their will. Laws have been enacted to curb violence against women at home and at the workplace, to guarantee equal wage, to reserve seat in local bodies. All these measures will help in bringing women in the mainstream of development. All these points you will write it in the second question, where we are discussing about the improve the status of women in India. The last question, what is women empowerment? Providing equal opportunity to women to work in all the fields and encouraging them to take social, economic and political decisions like men do is called women empowerment. Is that clear, children? So these are the points what you will write in women empowerment. So finally we have come to the end of this session and we have completed development lesson. Thank you, children. Next session we will start a new lesson. Thank you, children.